Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. Some of you may or may not know that I actually look after our global sales organization for Oracle Linux software, open source software for ISV, OEM, embedded and cloud platforms. And a lot of you are aware that Oracle Linux has a whole lot of features and benefits. You know, we've got K-Splice, we've got containers, we've got Kubernetes, we've got clusterware for database architectures, and we've got many, great software packages that come with our solution stack. But we're going a step further, and what we've looked at is how can we actually align with your business models. So obviously the most basic thing you could do is buy our contract offers to help support those environments under Oracle Linux. But if your business model is not just internal use case, and you're looking to redistribute your technology with a Linux technology, then it goes beyond just the technology. You've got to consider GPL, you've got to consider redistribution, you've got to consider your obligations to your customers or your end users, and how that manifests itself in an SLA and a contract to yourselves. So Oracle have come up with a program, and if some of you may or may not be aware that under the Oracle Tech license programs, you could do something called ASFU, ESL, or proprietary hosting, which is a way of redistributing Oracle technologies like database and WebLogics alongside your own intellectual property. And intellectual property could mean an application, a service, a device, any number of things that you yourself as an organization has invented, produced, or is launched into the market as your own IP. So on the tech side, we have these programs. And recently, in the last year or so, we've introduced those programs to Oracle Linux software stack. As you all know, Oracle Linux is no longer an operating system just on its own. It has many software features included. So one of the things that we've recognized that most of our customers are not just looking to actually distribute an operating system, they're looking at specific software packages which add value to their solutions. So it could be containers, Kubernetes, could be Ansible, could be Terraforms, it could be clusterware, could be K-Splice. There's a whole bunch of things. And in redistributing those technologies to your customers, you've got to give your customers some assurity. But in your customer relationship, you want to own the relationship. So unlike any of the other programs that we sell Oracle Linux for, you can buy as an IP holder or as a ISV OEM partner, you can buy the technology off us, and you can use the technology to embed with your solutions and your intellectual property and forward sell it to your customers with your IP. The great thing about this whole program is that you own the relationship with your customer. And that's important. That means that your customer doesn't contact Oracle, it contacts you first. It contacts you first as the first point of call. And that's something that you may want to do or have control of in terms of your customer install base, not only in terms of confidentiality, but in terms of triaging where problems may or may not arise. Not only that, you want to make sure that you deliver on an SLA, because if you're committing to an SLA to your customer, you want to ensure that no third-party products are actually impacting the SLAs to your customers. So the ISV OEM Cloud Platform program for Oracle Linux open source software stack has been launched just over 1 year ago. And you're probably getting a link to this video because somebody's reached out to you to come and think about how these programs could fit into your business. So putting the technology aside, these programs are designed for business models where you're redistributing your technology and you want other technology to enhance it. In recognition of the actual program and the commitment that you have to make, because it's a two-way commitment, it's not a one-way thing. For example, you would take first and second line support calls, but in recognizing that commitment that you've got to make, we have a preferential pricing program, and that makes it possible for you to invest the resources you need to do the first and second line calls, some of the training you need on Oracle Linux software, and take those first line calls for the customers as part of your solution. So these preferential pricing programs come to align with the business model that you've got in terms of the investment. The only thing you've got to think about is, are you got a technology that you're producing, whether it's a service, whether it's an application, or whether it's a device, are you actually either hosting or redistributing to another end customer for which you collect fees? If so, then this program may be good for you. So with that, I'm going to stop here. Please get in touch with us. Understand the programs. The actual business programs themselves could provide a great ROI and TCO model for your own organization. And then the technology, it's open source. You know, you could pick other open source technologies, but there are some specific technologies in our stack that if you're already in one of these programs for Oracle Database or WebLogics or some of the technology, we can enhance the value there to really lower the cost of the architecture of some of those Oracle workloads within your own intellectual property. Anyway, this is Mickey Barat. I want to introduce the program, the ISV OEM Cloud Platform program for hosters and redistribution of companies who have their own IP. Please get in touch, and hopefully we can tell you a bit more about what this program can do for you, and hopefully it will actually help you drive more business to the market, because that's what we're here all about. It's a win-win for everybody. Thanks again, Mickey Barat, and I'll speak to you soon, and thanks for joining us today. Bye.